playing this game. But it will also really have to be depending on the SMG. Again, STE will have to rely on those close-range players, specifically your SMG guys, Clove, Reef, and Skur. They gotta have to turn things up. One of them has to go for a 40 bomb if they want to win up against TRT, who's got Chibi actually being one of the best SMG. And also, oh no, not SMG, but one of the best players in Hardpoint. And he's got himself, you know, the 4th best average kills in this game, right? With 40.57.
It's true, and now we do see the start of TRT getting 21 and more, and ST able to bounce back, but Freezy able to get one with his nade. You see the map, and no one has definitive control of that P2. It's just a scramble for this P1 as Yato gets 2, but the trades are still going here. Jibby needs to get this killer on this left side. No, he does not, and Clove. 4 in a row, running to the back.
Yeah, that will be very crucial. You got to think bigger picture here. But again, Idra still going to help his team, except for the back. And yeah, that Hunter Kiloton does not take anything. And we got STE clearing off what is the most important part on this P2, and that's taking the spawns.
Yeah, it split spawns actually, but here comes the push here. Tin trying his best to hold down the point. Trying to stay alive actually, so very smart play there for Tin as he shuts down the spawn as well. So this is pretty solid for the side of TRT.
And STE, again, you gotta rely on your SMG, and it's only been Clove doing that for you with 13 kills. Reef and Skirt only combining for 4. That is very alarming. They gotta stay activated and proactive in trying to cut off spawns, but that has just been eviscerated by TRT. All of these SMGs are doing quite a ton of damage. And in fact, they've taken bigger picture again to try to make sure that they have the spawns for P2. And they're just playing for cutoffs now. This is a highlight mixtape waiting to happen for them. This P2 belongs to TRT. And they built up quite a solid lead just because of it.
Quite a solid lead. Now we do see Freezy with the War Machine. Trying to get something, but able to get at least one there. But Jibby with the Pred should have used it later. I think you need players to be close enough to be able to be effective with that Predator missile. But this is what we talked about, Cali. P2 should be one side. P3 is going to be one-sided as well. Now SC, they have control. Now they're bringing out their operators, Jai with his War Machine. War
Machine is heavily important here. And if we're talking about the 3rd best hardpoint player, it is going to be Jai, right? He's been able to pop off many times for STE and he's had to carry the load of offense. But here, off to really a slow start, it's all been Clove. Has been putting on the mixtape along with FDX. So you take that to make sure you climb your way back into this deficit that you created on the loss of that P2.
Yep. You need to be able to try to bounce back here. But FDX, he's going to be the last one inside here. Has a big fight here. But Idra able to answer back and get some scrap time here without even getting any engagement here, Cali, and that's a good thing. Just soak up that time. He does a big kill here, but Reef able to shut him down.
At least you took a little bit more time in there, right? Step away and not give STE that lead as we enter that P4, where you got the early rotation. ST's doing a big climb up here, and we are going to see a very close game as we enter P4.
As we enter P4 here, big fights here at the back. You see TRT, but FDX, nice shots as well. And now another split spawn situation here. Only one player inside. It's going to be Idra with the Tempest. Can he find anything? But the trophy is there. It will shut him down. And now you see STE. It takes control.
There we go. Yeah, finally staying alive here. It took a little bit more time for Reef and Skirt to get back and score kills, but they finally put themselves in the mark. Oh, no. And look at the damage that they've been able to create, right? Stepping on the gas pedal and running down TRT on their first wave of defense inside. And look at what happens on the 2nd and 3rd wave. They just flushed them like another wave. It goes, it goes, it goes, but it always favors STE on this P4.
Yeah, and Jibby actually decided to use his Death Machine. Could have probably used it in that P1. Not so sure, but only able to get one there, Cali. 10 seconds left here. And who's still on top? It's still going to be SCE. Not a huge lead here, Cali, because especially in the map like Slums, you know, comebacks are very frequent.
It's possible.
Here. It's very possible, but look at the map here. Idra has a 2-piece, needs to get it. Unfortunately not. SC able to turn it around in P1. They get control again.
Again, that's very nice. Again, you just gotta have to figure out what you want to do if you're SCE. Just want to be able to much as you can, and also think bigger picture. You lost out big on that P2 earlier, so you gotta have to make sure in the last 20 seconds of this P1, you'll be the ones ending up with the right side of the map. But before we even go there, right? Let's talk about what's been happening. It's all been STE for the past 3 hills, Coach Jay. This has not looked good for TRT.
Looking good so far, but again, P1 and P2, that's where you want to get that momentum first. It's going to be a big fighter in the back. Freezy trying to get that player, eventually gets that player. So 20 seconds left here. If you are undecided TRT, big time right here.
And you gotta contest this, also thinking that you need to take away P2. You need a couple of gunfights to make yourself be able to have the opportunity to take this P1 and this P2 as well. So it's a lot of straining order, but you do lose out on the scrap time on P1. But you're rewarded again with the best side possible to cash in a full 60, and that is on this P2. But let's see though, how are they going to handle a much better STE squad heading into another P2?
Guy with a war machine here, only to be able to get 2 at least there. Tin now all alone at the back here, able to get 1, but needs help from its team, and now SC able to flip it. Now they're gonna be in charge with this P2, but look at the back here. They're trying to make a push here. Yato needs help from the back. FDX with the Tempest, able to get 2 more. Gonna get the 3rd, 4 in a row for FDX. And SCE slowly gaining a big lead here.
Yeah, this is such a big bounce back. Again, they tickled the bear, and you gotta expect it to poke back, and TRT could not really handle that right now. STE has just looked ready in all of these gunfights, even talking about that, right? Again, you took care of the worst possible moment, which is your P2, and now it's just all about cashing in a couple of more hills, and you're gonna take home this map number 1.
Yep, that's true. Now we're moving on to the speed 3, and now if you're TRT, you cannot lose this time right here, Cali, because this is your lifeline. Gotta be able to get the full 60 here. That's Hydra. Gonna be the one inside timing, but able to stay alive here. Another pred comes through. Hydra has to make a play. Unfortunately, we'll get that second, but we'll get traded out. Freezy now, big kills in front of him. Gets the first, gets the second as well. Can he get the 3rd? On the side has to take the reload. Possibly at the back here. Now TRT in control of P3.
Yeah, still a lot of comeback to do here if you are a TRT fan, right? STE is just gonna slowly climb their way through. Not even trying to flip spawns right now. They're just gonna head straight onto the site, and they get away with it by just stacking their numbers, which is gonna be nice as they draw closer to the 250-point mark. They bring out their operators, Reef. They'll extend out and get more kills to put this thing away and not give TRT any more chance to come back. Absolute clinical masterpiece coming in for them on this map number 1 as they clear out TRT one more time on the final P3.
230 and counting, Cali, and looking like this could be over in P4. 20 points remaining for Stalwart Esports to close out game number 1. You do see TRT fighting for their life in this P4. They shut down Clove's Equalizer. Jai in front, able to get shut down by Yato. Can we see something here? That's the first wave. You complete that first wave. Sparrow at the ready here. Yato, does he decide to use it here just to push out the enemy? Answer will be no. It's a full front push here, but here comes the Sparrow.
Here comes the Sparrow that definitely is going to hold down STE unless they do find it through the smoke, and they do. That is heavy. That is huge. If you're STE, you get to find a breakthrough inside, but you're going to have to take care of that war machine that, again, has put so much pressure on you and a reason why you were cut down on this wave. Game's not yet over. TRT looking pretty good. They've been able to cut it down and put STE all over the place, and this is the much needed result that you want in order for you to start the comeback. But it's gonna be it's going to be rough, right? Because you're asked to be perfect. You can't give any more time to STE side, and you just get perfectly broken.
And this is winnable if you're the side of STE. 5 more points to go. They can end it right here. Look at them pushing up. Jai, Skurd, everyone else. You have FDX with the Tempest, and there you have it. Game number 1, 250 to 146. A little bit of